All right, guys, here is lesson 1, ER and IR verb endings. So we've already learned that there are 3 types of verbs in Spanish. Verbs that end with AR, ER, and IR. And remember, when they end with AR, ER, IR, these are infinitives, so it means to something. So hablar is to speak. Comer is to eat. Escribir is to write. So we've already learned your AR verb endings, and so I'm going to use this sheet right here to fill them in, and I've posted it under lesson 1. So if you have a printer and you can print it off, you can. If not, you can just get a sheet of paper and kind of copy it down as we go. So the first thing we're going to fill in is our AR verb endings, which should be review. So we have O, as, a, amos, ice, with an accent mark on the A, and on. Now, as a review, remember this is the yo box when you're talking about yourself. So yo is I. When you talk about yourself and other people, or we, that is nosotros, nosotras. All right, box 2 is the to box when you're talking to a person, saying you, and that is a person that is a friend, mom or dad, your pet, people you know well. The ice box is when you're talking to more than one you, which is you all. That is your vosotros y vosotras box. However, that is only used in Spain. All right, your third person is when you're talking about he, she, or it. So that is your él, ella, and then your it box. Just remember that they don't have a Spanish word when it is your subject. And it can also be your usted box, which is the formal you. When you have multiple he's or she's or its, that is they, which is your ellos, ellas. Or if you have multiple yous you're talking to, that would be ustedes. All right, so those are your AR verb endings. So today we're going to do ER and IR verb endings, which I've kind of already talked to you about that. The ER and IR verb endings are pretty similar to AR endings. You're going to take all of the A's, and for an ER verb, you're going to change it to E's. So here, the yo box, the O is always going to stay in O. Instead of as, we're going to change it to ace. Instead of the a, it's going to become a. Instead of amos, it is amos. Instead of ice, it's going to be ace. And instead of on, it's going to be ain. All right, so those are your ER verb endings. A lot of people assume that to change it to IR endings, you're going to change all of the E's to I's. That is only true in 2 boxes. So if you would, sorry, my finger is in the way. If you draw a little boot around these boxes, we're going to kind of talk in another lesson about boot verbs, which are your stem changing verbs. But these endings inside the boot are going to be the same for IR. The only difference in ER and IR endings is in your we box and your Spain box. So if it's an ER verb, the we ending is EMOS. If it's an IR verb, it is IMOS. For Spain, if it's an ER verb, it is ace. For an IR verb, it is just is. So really, ER and IR verbs have the same exact endings except for the we box and the Spain box. So these endings stay the same.